Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Elk Rapids for the nightcap here on a 5-game stretch all this afternoon and evening this Friday. We just came off a thriller of a girls varsity basketball game between the Inland Lakes Bulldogs and the hometown Elk Rapids Elks. Inland Lakes came out on top by one, 46-45, and we got the nightcap between two historic rivals. The St. Francis Gladiators coming to town to visit here in Elk Rapids on what is a very special Hall of Fame induction night. We're going to step aside here for a brief moment, send our audio down to our PA announcer as we get into the national anthem and starting lineups. On the other side of this, we also want to thank and welcome special guest tonight, Liberty Provost. Liberty, welcome on to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Of course, you were on with us a good bit this football season, if I recall.
Absolutely.
That's
had
right.
A blast.
Yeah, Eric Guffman was doing those games with you. So now we will send it down here courtside for a brief few moments for the national anthem and be back on the other side of this.
I had to unplug it to get the things untied, which is it. Thank you. And a beautiful job, well done by Miss Leighton Smith on the national anthem there. So we're going to send it over here to Traverse City St. Francis to get into the starting lineups for that squad. We'll begin with number 3, Reef Wickern. Number 2, Jake Bixby.
Number 4, Lewis Ryan.
This will be 4, Lewis Ryan.
I was going to say this game will need to be controlled by the guards of Traverse City St. Francis if they want to have any shot at winning here. Elk Rapids certainly with a height advantage, a decided height advantage here tonight, and you'll see it in the starting lineups.
Coming up behind Ryan, we've got number 10, Will Sutton. And last but not least, number 12, Mason Holscher. Rounding out your starting 5 there for the Glads. We swing back over to the hometown Elks. Get ready for the dimming lights, the spotlight, and the Chicago Bulls.
Lights, camera, action. That's right, Shane. I mean, one of the things here, you got to love the environment here within this small town. Bringing everybody inside. This is the 5th game here tonight. And now it's the nightcap.
Yeah. Well, they've got a special little video going on here on the big board. Elk Rapids always brings a next level to their high school basketball games here, be it the lights, be it this beautiful Jumbotron in their brand new facility. They like to show off, and rightfully so, Liberty.
This new gym is beautiful.
And Liberty, you know, you've had the opportunity to see these young men grow and develop. Just how special is it to see them get the opportunity to play in such great accommodations here?
Oh, yeah, it's great. I mean, I know these guys would play, you know, these guys will play anywhere, but they deserve to have a nice facility like this, and people coming out, excited to be here. The Friday night, man, this is a nice environment.
Already the starting lineup here for the hometown Elks. Number 2, Cameron Kerfoot. Number 10, Drew Plum. Coming up behind him, number 20, Mason Cannon. Up next, number 21, Jake Moore. And last, but certainly not least, number 33, Colin Shockley.
Shockley's going to need to be, in addition to him and more, they're going to be the difference makers tonight for Elk Rapids because of their decided height and size and strength advantage that I believe those two will have down near the basket. If Elk Rapids wants to exercise an advantage, that advantage will be in the paint, being able to control the glass. Let's see how these two teams want to play it. One team, obviously, Traverse City St. Francis, wants to get out with pace and space and not let their size really impact them. Elk Rapids, let's see how they can use that height to their advantage.
Elk Rapids looks ready to go. St. Francis is always well coached in every sport they play, so this should be a good matchup tonight.
The Will Sutton versus Jake Moore taking care of the tip-off. Elk Rapids is going to win that one. Drew Plum handling things against Holscher. Round we go. Kerfoot for the first three-pointer of the game, and it's in.
Spotted up and knocked it down.
How about that for an opening possession, Liberty?
That'll look nice. That's how you draw it up, man. You got to get that early momentum.
Elk Rapids starting both the varsity girls and boys games in the opening 30 seconds with a made three-point shot.
Let's see, they called it no basket because it was a malfunction on the scoreboard, so we'll reset our scoreboard here. And are they going to re-jump this?
Well, the refs are going to talk about it. This has been a very intriguing night of basketball here so far, ladies and gentlemen.
We've got one of the best scoreboard operators here tonight in Nate Butte.
Yeah.
Nate Butte, also the varsity boys football coach. And it looks like we've got the clock situated. They will indeed count the basket. And we'll take 30 seconds off of the game clock and start over.
All right, so St. Francis will have the ball. That's Holscher working his way all the way in, able to get the nice reverse. And
wow,
yeah,
that was an old school. He protected the ball on that layup.
And here we go, the takeaway right back by Bixby. A short floater, no good by Wicker, and ball being squirted all around here. That will stay down here at this end of the court with St. Francis.
Two very different possessions. Elk Rapids got the wide open three. St. Francis said, hey, we're going to drive it right down your throat and get a nice lefty leg.
Holscher looking to try and get it off to Ryan. Back up top to Bixby once again. Not able to get that one to fall in from the three-point line, but yet another takeaway. Wickern and company. This time it's Ryan holding on to it, staring down Kerfoot.
Oh, nice turn down to the ball screen.
And with athleticism, puts it up, not able to get to fall in, nor on the rebound.
Plum did a nice job protecting the rim there.
Yeah, exactly, Liberty. I was just going to say, we talked about it in the pregame, the size of Elk Rapids. Can it deter or alter some shots near the basket for the Gladiators? Obviously, you can't really use that height and size on the perimeter, but near the basket, that's where it can really make an impact.
Yep, even if they're not blocking shots, they can make guys adjust and really bother those drivers.
They add one. Holscher drives that one in, gets the foul, going up to the charity stripe.
Yeah, he'll have one shot there at the line, and for him, So far, the Gladiators just attacking the rim with a relentless abandon, and now the opportunity to finish off an old-fashioned three-point play. It's been pretty clear and obvious what the Gladiator game plan is here. Liberty just attack the basket, right?
Sure. I mean, they're always aggressive, these guys, in every sport. And like I said, well coached. They had a little half-court trap there.
And look for that half-court trap on made baskets. If you're Elk Rapids and you don't want to go against the half-court pressure defense, the best advice is to get a defensive rebound so you don't have to play against the half-court pressure.
Swung in the corner to Wicker and back up top. We go 5-3 advantage in favor of St. Francis. 2 minutes gone by off the game clock so far. The Bixby working his way to the elbow, feeds it back off to Wickern. Take a moment here to reset things. Bit of a lopsided bounce pass there to Holscher, but he spins around, not able to get that one to fall as it goes around the world and out. And that one goes right through the hands of Kerfoot. It was tipped there by Ryan. So the Elks will maintain this one here.
Liberty, do the Elks look a little too pumped up right now to you?
They definitely look excited, that's for sure. But I don't blame them. Friday night home game, you got a lot of fans here. Big quality opponent, so I bet you they'll settle in here.
Certainly one of the best atmospheres of the season. A nice job there by Mason Cannon tying the ball game up, 5-all.
A nice drive by Cannon attacking the baseline.
Oh, great defense by Slicker.
There's 3-on-1.
Schlicker there tries to, and that'll be off the foot of Rye.
Yeah, Liberty talked about the great defense there by Schlicker. That will be how Elk Rapids, I think that's their best ability against this Gladiator team. If you can get turnovers against a guard-oriented team, it's a good way to make a living.
Mm-hmm. See if the Elks try to pound it inside and maybe use that height advantage here.
Moore not able to get that one to go.
That's a tough luck miss.
Certainly thought about it. Bixby with a nice feed to Wicker and then to Sutton, not able to get that one to go. Right there on the rebound, Caden Schlicker. Now Rapids holding serve. Good defensive efforts here in the last couple possessions. Tied at 5. 4:45 to go in the first quarter. Kerfoot pounding the rock, trying to get this one off. He finds Cannon. Swung it back up to Plum. Good perimeter defense so far from St. Francis.
Yeah, St. Francis looks quick and aggressive for sure.
So another missed opportunity by Elk Rapids. St. Francis forces the turnover, comes back the other way with the chance to take the lead once again.
St. Francis running this dribble handoff, high post exchange offense right now. Nice baseline cut.
Ryan find inside to Sutton, not able to get that one off the window. There on the rebound was Schlicker, the interception by Ryan. Back the other way.
Some serious athleticism on display there by Ryan.
A long ball, just a little bit too long, by Wickern. Right into the hands of the Elks we go. Kerfoot gonna jump this one across the timeline.
I feel like Kerfoot's been on varsity forever.
No. Certainly as long as I've been calling varsity basketball games here in Elk Rapids. And that one falls short off the front of the rim by Schlicker. Big heave up court, the find and the lay-in by Wickern.
Beautiful cross-court pass from St. Francis. Great look.
7-5, the answer back. A little bit too powerful there by Schlicker. Coming away with it once again, Ryan, as he trots back across the half-court line.
St. Francis, all 7 points or 6 points coming at the basket, one made on a free throw. But those turnovers now are really starting to pile up for the Gladiators.
Takeaway there by Moore. The three. Cannon fires one in.
Yeah, Cannon's got the last 5 points for Elk Rapids. And that's the shot in the arm that they needed.
8-7, Elk Rapids back in the lead. That one dribbles through right into the hands of Holscher. We get a feed in there. There'll be a foul coming up.
You're going to get a block called against the Elks. And it was an aggressive take, a bang-bang play. We've got a couple substitutions, 2 coming in for each team, but go ahead, Liberty.
They say the block charge is one of the hardest calls to make in all of sports. I was thinking about that a little bit today. That was a very close one there. It looked to me like he was set.
It's one of those things where you never feel envious of officials, especially the baseline official, who's the guy who's got to, or girl, who has to make that call. Because one way or another, there's no scenario where everyone's pleased with the outcome of whatever call you decide or verdict you decide to render.
Yep. So I started to think about what are some of the other challenging things for refs in sports. I mean, for me, calling balls and strikes,
yes,
that must be very difficult.
And staying consistent with that as the Elks nearly turn it over. They do, actually.
Yeah, 2 for 2 there at the free throw line for St. Francis. Go back in the lead by 1. It'll be Bixby taking it all the way. Beautiful showing there on that layup. They go ahead by 3.
St. Francis is smaller, but man, they're really aggressive going to the rim.
And here's the thing, even though they're smaller, Liberty, they've got 10 points in the paint for the Gladiators. You contrast that to Elk Rapids, who only has 5 points in the paint right now. And it's quite the contrast when the smaller team is dominating points in the paint 2-1.
Yep. Well, I mean, you think that with your height advantage, you're going to control the pace of the game, but you're going to end up with some taller guys trying to guard quicker, smaller players, and that can work against you.
One thing Elk Rapids, I think, needs to really lock in on defensively are their closeouts. We've seen the ball get swung, reversed a couple times by St. Francis, and then blow by the defender on a straight line drive. That's just doing a better job of closing out. Here's a high pick and roll, and I thought Flutie might have got that clean. It looked like he's going to get whistled for the foul, but Liberty, that looked like Braden Flutie almost had a clean thievery there.
That looked clean to me. Braden, Cannon, Jake Moore, Shockley, these guys really gritty guys on the football field. I'm excited to watch them play some hoop tonight.
First foul on Flutie, 3rd so far in the game for the Elks. It'll be Bixby working his way, go for a mid-range J, and it goes in, up by 5, 13-8.
That's the first jump shot that the Gladiators have knocked down. Everything else has been coming at the rim and at the basket.
Feed up court to Schlicker, now it'll be Flutie. Around we go, Cannon working the corner there. Gets out of trouble up court to Kerfoot. They'll allow the Elks to reset, minute 40 to go in the first quarter. Down by 5. Cannon puts a high one up, no good. Bounces around, Bixby somehow comes away with it. No call there. Bodies flinging all over the place.
Yeah, good no call there by the ref.
And a good spin there by George Hieringa, who just came in a moment ago. Gets the first points for his night off the bench.
You want to talk about being calm, cool, collected. Herringa was underneath the basket. It was a laser of a pass, and he somehow found his footing and knocked it in with the left hand.
Much needed 3-point try here, and it's in. Beautiful job by Mason Hilly.
I was watching Mason in warm-ups. He was knocking him down, boy.
Well, that's what Elk Rapids is going to need here. Back within 4, 57 seconds to go in the quarter.
Oh, Gladiators might have got away with the travel.
Absolutely.
Lance Voss gets that one off to Wicker, and that one's long off the iron, no good.
Oh, boy.
Those are the rebounds you got to get. Eventually, Flutie does come out of there with it, however, and here come the Elks.
Flutie charging all the way down. That one goes off the side of the backboard. Lost control. Back the other way for St. Francis. Wickern feeds this one off, and around we go to Bixby. The man in charge. Good dump off to Wickern. That one
block.
gets stripped away by Schlicker.
Nice pass.
Flutie with a good find. Oh, rolls away. Hilly not able to connect.
I think he got fouled on that layup, too. We got another miss there.
That's why you just got to dunk that one.
Right.
St. Francis content to go for the last shot of the quarter. Up 4, 15-11. A long-range 3, no good by Bauman. And that will take care of a fast-paced first quarter. Balls and people flying all over the place. 15-11 is the score. St. Francis is on top. We'll step away for a quick few moments. Be back on the other side of this.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
So much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
And coming back into this one, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second quarter of the nightcap here in Elk Rapids. The varsity boys basketball game between the St. Francis Gladiators and the Elk Rapids Elks. St. Francis on top by 4, and not able to make that one 6. So go back the other way, the attempt there by Bauman.
Nice move.
Not able to get that one to fall, though, was Hilly. He'll draw the foul.
Late whistle, but they got it.
I will say this, Hilly coming off the bench, Liberty. He made that three-pointer here from the elbow. Now he gets the first possession and attacks in transition. And I think Elk Rapids, they really need to put the foot on the gas to put the Gladiators on their defensive heels and attack the basket.
Absolutely. Now we're getting into the benches a little bit. We're seeing some depth guys, so maybe Elk Rapids can find a couple guys to really work on.
A player to keep an eye on right now is freshman Mikey Bauman for the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. Saw him play an 8th grade game last year, believe it or not, and he absolutely dominated. So as a freshman up here getting some good minutes, a lot of people say he's the next one coming in the pipeline for the Gladiator basketball program.
And that'll be a well-earned foul coming up on Healy after he went 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Be his first of the game, team's first this quarter. St. Francis and Elk Rapids both with 1 apiece as we bring Lance Voss down here for the inbound.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate. Unforced error on St. Francis going the other way.
Yeah.
We talked about St. Francis coming into this game, their first game of 2026. Well, 2025 didn't necessarily end the way they wanted it to. They lost 66-77 and then 70-49 playing against Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic and Jackson Lumen Christi as that one's knocked out of bounds. So for the Gladiators, they come in on a 2-game losing streak, but that's 2025. They've hopefully, they said, turned over a new leaf.
New year, new team.
New year, new team. That's their New Year's resolution, is to get better, head coach Sean Finnegan said.
This one bouncing around like in a pinball game off the cannon inbounds. Back the other way to St. Francis, looking to make good on it here after that unforced turnover that Liberty mentioned just a moment ago. That'll be a foul coming up on Cannon. You could see that one from a mile away.
Yeah, Mikey, he's aggressive, huh, for a young player. He took the ball strong to the paint.
Yeah. One of 2 freshmen on the St. Francis squad. The other one, Oliver Hayes, we don't see quite as much of, but still good development here being on the varsity squad, watching his older counterparts play nonetheless. There's a long range inbound here, gets to Holscher. He flings that one over the far corner, and that's a miscommunication there as it goes right past Mikey Bauman. The Elks will take it back. Hiringa not able to make the connection there.
I'd like to see a little more off-ball movement from the Elks. You know, it seems like there's a couple guys watching the dribbler. Got to get some backdoor cuts.
Minute gone by here in the second quarter. Thought about the three-point try. Cannon back over to Plum. Now inside. The two-pointer there, and the foul coming his way for Jake Moore.
And that's a pretty rare occurrence there. 3-point shot, good.
Yeah.
Count it, and going to the basket. Actually, looks like they're calling it a 2-point.
Yeah. It was a 2-point jumper. 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Foul coming up on Mr. Hiringa, his first.
Jake Moore, for being a big guy, he's got really light feet, super quick, super athletic. I believe he played tight end quite a bit for the football team this year and did a great job. Always in the weight room, too.
We're not able to get that one to fall. Elk Rapids continuing on the free throw troubles that the Lady Elks had here a few moments ago. Maintains a 1-point lead. St. Francis does up 15-14. Holscher tried to add on to that. No good.
Voss came down with the rebound. And that'll be a charge against Sutton.
We had our ref, Jason Merriweather, throwing the charge call down. Jason's been a veteran of many Northern Michigan sports. He's been reffing football, basketball, lacrosse for at least 15 years up here.
And to continue on with that point, Liberty, we've got 2 young refs here, both under the age of 30, on the floor tonight, which is a great thing to see. Northern Michigan always in desperate need of younger reffing staff. So great to see them making an impact here at this game tonight as we got a 3-point shot by Kerfoot, no good. Flutie comes away with the rebound, fighting against the trees, puts it up, gets the friendly roll, and the Elks take the lead by 1, up 16-15.
We've got a timeout here taken by this official. It looks like he's going to check or maybe give a warning. And they give a warning to each team there, just making sure that the warning I believe was given to Kerfoot for, I didn't see exactly what.
Maybe delay a game after a made basket?
Yep. So next time if that happens again, it would be a technical foul as Ryan lifts from 3.
And it's in. There you go. Back to a 2-point lead, 18-16.
You know, it's impressive how crisp the Gladiators execute their half-court sets. Really well done as Flutie gets into the paint.
Flutie powering that one to Kerfoot. He'll draw the foul. That'll be the 4th on St. Francis already with still 5:44 to go in this second quarter.
Liberty, what are you seeing so far here in terms of styles? You know, the Gladiators have a certain style. Elk Rapids has adjusted here to my eye in the second quarter, it seems so far.
Yeah, I mean, St. Francis looks very quick, very aggressive, wanting to drive the paint and kind of play inside, look for their quickness matchups. And Elk Rapids looks like they're trying to match that, really. I don't see them pounding it inside and trying to, like, dominate on the height, and they haven't really won the board battle with their height advantage yet, so.
Oh, nice pass.
Going up court, a high feed to Sellers. Go back around to Ryan to set things back up here for his squad. Spins around, puts it up from about 8 feet. Gets it blocked cleanly by Mr. Schlicker.
There's that height on display and length there, Liberty, with the block by Schlicker. Just Elk Rapids, once you get that possession, you really got to cherish it and not give it away so easily.
Seems to me like St. Francis maybe could use a little more Bixby back in the game. He was really aggressive and making some things happen early on. He's been out for a little bit, and
he's currently at the scorer's table too.
Yep, I think they could use his dynamic playmaking back on the court.
Thought about that. Goes for the pump fake. Holscher brings it in, kisses one off the window, and it's back to a 4-point St. Francis lead.
St. Francis only getting 5 points on perimeter jump shots. Everything else at the free throw line and at the rim.
Somehow fighting for that shot there. He was able to get it up. That was Moore. Not able to make it fall in, though, so it'll remain a 4-point differential. St. Francis still holds the largest lead of the game at 5. Tried to make it 6 there. Coming down with the rebound was Schlicker.
Plum got a little lucky there. He went for the steal, didn't get it, but his team defense backed him up, so.
And a nice find there. Schlicker from Drew Plum. And we're back to a 2-point difference, 2018. Powering his way into the paint. That'll be a travel on Lewis Ryan.
Okay.
So far, both teams, St. Francis going with look like an 8-man rotation. Elk Rapids also with an 8-person rotation, it appears so far, Liberty. And while we've got a timeout taken here, we want to give an opportunity. We want to give a huge shout out to our friends at the Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union. TCFCU wants you to know that in 2026, they're able to help you with your personal and financial goals so you can reach them. That's TCFCU, a proud loan service provider and financial institution. And so Charles Strail, Shane Smith, Liberty Provost here. It's a 2-point game between the Elks and the Gladiators. We thought this one would be very highly contested coming in, and it has been so far. Liberty, we talked about how the two teams have different styles. Elk Rapids has made 3 3-pointers. St. Francis only 1. Yet Elk Rapids has much more height and an advantage inside. Let's see if they're able to dial something up, as recently they've been able to get the ball down on the baseline a couple times to Moore and then Schlicker Let's see if they can continue to do that to give them some high proximity shots.
Yeah, and when you bang it into your big guy inside, if they get a couple baskets and you get their defense collapsing in, he can kick it back out for a better look at a three.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I'd love to see Elk Rapids at least play the ball inside and then maybe adjust from there.
The attempted block there by Wickern will result in a foul. That's the 5th for St. Francis this quarter, so Elk Rapids will be going to the free throw line irregardless for the next 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
And that's an opportunity for Elk Rapids going to the free throw line because St. Francis being over the limit. Let's see if the Elks can use this as an angle to aid them here down by 2 points.
Makes the first one. And of note, as Wickern picks up his first foul, Ryan already has 2, and we're only midway through the second quarter. That'll be something to keep an eye on for the rest of this game, as he's one of the strongest players there on the court for St. Francis.
Hey, Liberty, Eric Huffman says, hey, Coach Provost.
All right. Yeah, Miss Eric, sitting up in the booth at Glowicki Field was fun this fall.
Yes, indeed. Eric is a great gentleman, a fun man to broadcast with. He and I have done so many basketball games together. Miss you, bud. We'll see you next Monday. Eric and I will be taking a road trip down to Kingsley for the Charlevoix-Kingsley game.
Nice.
In the meantime, a 3-ball up and away, and it's in by Cooper Sellers, making his name known in the scorer's book.
Yeah, good job. Dribble, drive, kick, open three-pointer, second made 3-ball for the Glads on the evening.
Flutie in the corner. Gets himself unburied, or at least tries to. Knocked away by Sellers. He'll take it all the way to this end. A little feet off there, and Will Sutton makes him pay.
Flutie had the ball there. There was 4 guys just with their hand up. Somebody's got to make a cut.
And credit Sellers there. He's got a hand in the last 5 points for the Gladiators.
As the Gladiators make the biggest lead that either team has had so far tonight with 6 points. Another takeaway here. This time started by Ryan. Goes coast to coast and lays it in. No problem. They go up by 8, 27-19.
And we've got another delay of game warning, I believe. Interesting. I really liked what Ryan did there. The kids call it a deceleration move. It's when you know you've got a shot blocker honing in on you in transition and you slow down, allow you to create some contact and take away the leverage that the shot blocker has to try and block your shot. Well done there by Ryan.
Kerfoot up and over Sutton there.
St. Francis is really being aggressive on some of these lofted passes too. They're coming across and almost playing like an aggressive kind of zone defense. I'd like to see Elk Rapids snap some bounce passes or some sharp passes around.
That 1-2-2 three-quarter court pressure has given the Elks some problems so far, no doubt.
As another errant pass went right past the hands of former quarterback Braden Flutie. Got St. Francis the ball, but not before Schlicker takes it away himself this time. Cannon somehow saves it, goes off the feet of Wickern, and away we go back the other way to St. Francis. Up and over, no good from Mr. Sutton.
Well, Flutie got called for a cheap one earlier. He just got away with one there.
I thought the very same thing. There was a lot of contact there he got away with. Cannon! Throw line, shooting from long range, back to a 5-point game.
And Cannon's really been the guy who's kept Elk Rapids in the game so far. Whenever they've needed a bucket, it seems like he's been the man to deliver the mail.
Yep.
No shot there. It'll be a travel on St. Francis.
Okay. The Elks were asking for a travel, but I thought they were going to pick them up with a foul on the floor, but they got the travel.
It'll be interesting to see here what happens. A lot of coaches say the most pivotal times of the game are the last 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Right now, Elk Rapids via that Cannon three-pointer, but there's a turnover. But, yeah, just as I was saying, the last 2 minutes of the first half and the first 2 minutes of the second half are sometimes the most critical moments of the game. Elk Rapids not valuing the basketball there and giving it back over to the Gladiators with an unforced error.
I mean, I think that's true in a lot of sports. I know we concentrate on that in football and lacrosse too, Closing out a half properly and then making the right adjustments and coming out strong is so key.
Jake Bixby back in the game. Goes a little too powerful there. 70 seconds to go in the half. Another three this time well over the basket by Schlicker. Back the other way, Holscher going all the way, delivers it in.
We got to stop ball, boys.
And that acceleration there by Holscher there just gave him that extra liftoff in the launch pad to be able to get that lefty layup off.
Flutie gets this one taken away by his opposing
Cookies.
12. Holscher, there it is. Quick 4-0 spurt, all provided by number 12, Holscher. 40 seconds to go in the half. St. Francis back up by 9. That'll be a foul coming up here on Bauman.
So right now, if you're the Gladiators, the equation is what type of level are you willing to live with if you're head coach Sean Finnegan? Because you're over the foul limit, but how aggressive do you want to be? Holscher just got that steal, poke away, and turnover, and then scored it. Bauman tried doing the same thing, but fouled, and now it'll send Kerfoot to the free throw line. But I think head coach Sean Finnegan is okay living on or erring on the side of aggression.
I would agree 100%. I mean, their defense is playing really well. They're causing turnovers. They're getting some runouts off of those. I would stay aggressive and just kind of live with the fouls as you go.
Kerfoot goes 1 for 2 there. Charles, you mentioned this earlier. The New Year's resolution for both teams will have to be free throw shooting for Elk Rapids varsity squads.
Well, it was, their squad and also in the Lakes Bulldogs. Nice take by Holscher, just couldn't finish that. But I think a lot of teams, as the season goes on, you progressively get better at free throw line in the percentages.
Cannon puts one up. That one falls short. Right back into the hands of Wickern.
3-on-2.
Holscher pulls up from the elbow. No good.
Yeah, and that's a loose ball foul, and the Elks will get free throws out of that. Just doing your job. I believe it was Mason Cannon down there just getting a good block out, and he'll earn a trip to the free throw line. For the Gladiators, it's another team foul.
I think if Mason Holscher had that play to do over again, he probably would have held on to it, worked for the last shot, and got out of here maybe with a 10-point lead, but
it was good transition defense by the Elks, so credit where credit is due as Cannon makes good on the first of 2. But I would totally 100% agree that he's probably hearing it right now from head or assistant coach Chuck Schuba. Say, hey, let's work that one around for the last shot of the half.
Cannon with 8 of the Elks 25, brings him back within 9 seconds to go on the half. St. Francis, of course, going to fight for the last shot.
Yuck.
I think that's actually 10 for Cannon, Shane. He's got 2 free throws, a baseline runner, and 2 3-pointers. So after those
that baseline.
After those 2 free throws, he's got 10, leading the Elks.
And near full court heave will take care of scoring here for the first half, as Charles figures out here on the Zoom. 31-25 will be the score as we go into the halftime break. I'll come back over here, and we'll step aside for a quick commercial break and come back with our halftime show on the other side of this.
Discovered Union. We make banking secure and convenient with biometric logins and remote deposit capture. Whether you need loans, mortgages, or credit cards, we've got you covered. Manage your finances effortlessly with our online banking services. Grow your savings with our competitive rates and savings products. Experience the difference with Travers Catholic Federal Credit Union. Visit tcfedcu.org for more.
All right, go ahead, Shane. We're at the halftime show here, sponsored by the Travers Catholic Federal Credit Union here. But we want to give credit where credit was due, and tonight the Elk Rapids Elks will be honoring 3 new inductees into their Elk Rapids High School Athletic Hall of Fame. On screen right now is Randy Coleman, class of 1978, and his accolades span a very, very long way. Just right now going over his accolades, running out of paper, and a lot of career accomplishments for Mr. Coleman. We're going to go ahead and cue up our mic on public address announcer. That way you can hear everything to its fullest extent.
His success continued beyond high school as he went on to play college baseball at New Mexico Highlands and Nazareth College. For his leadership and excellence and lasting impact on Elk Rapids athletics, it is an honor to welcome Randy Coleman in the Elk Rapids High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Our second honoree is Stephanie Stewart. It's one of the most accomplished and well-honored female athletes in Elk Rapids High School history. She is a 2006 graduate and a four-year varsity letter winner in basketball, skiing, and softball. Stephanie competed with remarkable consistency and excellence across all three sports, earning varsity letters every year of her high school career. On the basketball court, she was a steady contributor from 2002 to 2005 and earned Lake Michigan All-Conference honorable mention honors during her senior season, reflecting her leadership and competitive impact on the program. Stephanie's athletic resume is highlighted by exceptional achievements in both skiing and softball. In skiing, she qualified for the Class BCD state finals in 2005 and 2006, earning all-region recognition and all-state honors with a fifth-place finish in the Giant Slalom during her senior year, along with all-conference honors in both Giant Slalom and Slalom. On the softball field, Stephanie was a four-year starter with a career batting average over 400 and a driving force behind one of the most successful stretches in program history. She helped lead Elk Rapids to a Lake Michigan Conference title, district championships, and regional championship, while earning multiple all-conference, all-district, all-region, and all-state honors. A varsity captain as a senior and a repeat member of the Record Eagle All-Region Dream Team, Stephanie's talents, leadership, and competitive spirit left a lasting legacy. It is with great pride that we welcome Stephanie Stewart in the Elk Rapids High School Athletic Hall of Fame. His honors included Lake Michigan All-Conference First Team, multiple MHSSCA All-District selections, All-Region honors, and a Division III third-team All-State selection in 2018. Finn's leadership and skill helped elevate the program, and he continued his soccer career at the collegiate level at Colby Sawyer College. While Finn excelled in soccer, his achievements in skiing were truly extraordinary. From 2016 to 2019, he was a dominant force at the state level, helping lead Elk Rapids to 3 Division II men's team state runner-up finishes and a Division II state championship in 2019. A 4-time all-conference, all-region, and all-state first-team selection, Finn captured back-to-back Division II slalom state championships in 2018 and 2019, added a giant slalom state championship in 2019, and was a 2-time Hans Pepper-Teichner cross-town slalom champion. He was also selected twice to represent Team Michigan at the Eastern High School Championships and served as varsity team captain in senior year. Finn's success continued beyond high school as a member of the NCAA Division I Colby Sawyer College Ski Team from 2019 to 2023. For his exceptional achievements, leadership, and lasting impact on Elk Rapids athletics, it is an honor to welcome Finn Husband into the Elk Rapids High School Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please have one big round of applause for all of our 2026 Hall of Fame inductees.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
This is so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
As a small business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. The custodian hat, the IT hat, and well, the you should have called a professional hat. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance, so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to your truncated TVC Cherry Capital Airport halftime show after that Hall of Fame introduction for the class of 2026 here in Elk Rapids. Shane Smith, Charles Strail, and Liberty Provost here bringing this one to you live from Elk Rapids. We want to thank you all for joining in tonight's game and this halftime show provided by TVC Cherry Capital Airport. Listen, it's about that time for spring break, ladies and gentlemen, so if you haven't made your travel plans yet, make sure you do so today as spots are filling up on planes as TVC Cherry Capital Airport has 20 nonstop destinations with 7 different airlines serving you, especially with United, Delta, Sun Country, and Allegiant during this off season to get you down south to Florida, Arizona, just about any wonderful summer place you can think of. TVC Cherry Capital Airport will get you there. Charles, you utilized them to get to Mexico here just a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, indeed, I did. Liberty, you got any spring break plans?
No, not really. Not at this point. Getting ready for lacrosse season. Our games really kick off right after break ends.
You got some time to figure it all out. And right now the Elks got 2 quarters to try to figure out this vaunted Gladiator pressure.
Well, they so far answer right back with a strong beginning to this third quarter, although there will be a foul coming up here against Elk Rapids.
So we had a foul, or we had a turnover, then a missed layup, then a foul.
The span of 11 seconds.
I will say that's a pretty good summary of what we saw in the first half of play.
Yeah.
Both these teams really laying it all out on the line here tonight, wouldn't you say, Liberty?
Big time. And I feel like the refs are doing a pretty good job letting them play, picking up what needs to be called, but then again, kind of letting them play a little bit. So
of note for St. Francis, that'll be Reef Wickern's third foul. As Elk Rapids will draw yet another one from St. Francis, their second already. They got into foul trouble early on in the second quarter as well, had all 5 by the 4:49 mark. This time it'll be against Lewis Ryan. He gets his second now. It's Flutie taking care of the inbounds here. Gets it off to Kerfoot. Again, St. Francis, Elk Rapids rather down by 6. And a clean block there by St. Francis. Holscher taking it back the other way. Thought about that 3-point try. Instead, goes all the way, delivers the male Lewis Ryan for 2 more.
Yeah, one of those situations where you turn down a good shot to get a great shot.
No kidding. Cannon tries to put one up off the spin. No good.
Looks like we got a second team foul called against the Gladiators. Check that, the 3rd team foul. So if the Elk Rapids can continue to put the pressure on the Gladiators to foul, Elk Rapids with a golden opportunity to get to the free throw line in this 3rd quarter to really start to buoy themselves and be the life preserver that their offense needs right now as they're struggling to find a good go-to scoring option.
Oh, good cut by Schlicker.
There you go, 2 points on the board, and that's 2 players now for St. Francis, 2 of their biggest in foul trouble. Reef Wicker and Lewis Ryan, both with 3 fouls. Still almost the entire second half to go.
And if Elk Rapids can get St. Francis in foul trouble, then their height advantage might really kind of come into play.
Yep.
And if the big guys can knock down some free throws, that would be helpful.
Kerfoot gets the takeaway here. Flutie tried to get that one off to Moore. That was just a little bit too high for him to handle. So another unforced turnover by Elk Rapids, which has kind of been a thorn in their side this entire game, leaving them down by 2 full possessions, 33-27.
And St. Francis defense is pressure. You know, they're going to pressure the passing lanes. They're going to pressure the ball.
That'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow will stay at this end of the court, favoring St. Francis. Flutie against Bixby there.
Man, how many practices have Flutie and Cannon been at together over the course of their lives?
Yeah, seriously, those 2 seniors have pretty much been conjoined at the hip, Liberty. I mean, even dating back to middle school football, basketball. This is a nice pass.
Nice no look and a deep bomb from Mikey Bauman, the freshman.
The diaper dandy.
Yeah, you call that a Bauman bomb.
There you go.
Or Dick Vitale is the freshman phenom, baby.
You can't stop these guys.
So that puts St. Francis up by 9, 36-27, ties the biggest lead they've had all game. Kerfoot tried to get that one off. Once again, that one got past Moore. Back-to-back possessions of errant passes here, really putting Elk Rapids in a bind.
Elk Rapids needs a stop, and then they need a nice, settled possession where everybody touches the ball.
Holscher and the rest of the St. Francis squad looking to make Elk Rapids pay for their misgivings here to begin this second half.
We got a technical foul against head coach Sean Finnegan.
All right.
Finnegan not quite certain what the technical would have been called on, even as he looks over at the Elk Rapids AD. Elk Rapids AD even gave him a shrug.
Yeah, and it's what a weird spot. I mean, everything was going right for St. Francis. I can't imagine what he would have been hot about.
Well, here's the thing. Sean Finnegan and Brett Graham, very close friends. So one of those situations where I think that'll be in the group text tonight.
Yeah. Graham was just as dumbfounded as Finnegan was.
And we'll mark, I want to bookmark this here, Liberty. 5:45 in the 3rd period is when this technical foul occurred. Let's see if that ignites Elk Rapids a little bit here, gives them a shot in the arm.
It's so funny, the things that can change momentum. You know what I mean? You think it's always got to be a big play or something. It doesn't. I've seen it in football so many times. I mean, sometimes it's a scrappy punt return where you looked like you weren't going to get anything and you got 10 yards.
Cannon with another strike right down the middle.
And there you go. And just like that, it's a 4-point game.
Bullseye from the Cannon shot there brings it right back within 2 possessions. Again, 9-point game, a 5-0 run, all brought to you by Cannon with the 2 free throws off the technical and the swish from the corner on that 3.
And he's got, to my unofficial tally, 15 points so far, 5 in this second half. He had 10 in the first half. Doing his part here for certain tonight.
Bixby takes that one right off.
Gosh, just a little unorganized on defense.
He had a lane that we could drive a pickup truck through. No problem there. 6-point lead once again for St. Francis. Elk Rapids not able to break that 4-point barrier, but they tie it back up once again thanks to Cannon. All 7 points in the last 3 minutes from him. All sorts of trouble now for Sutton. That'll be a timeout called here by St. Francis.
Yeah, you can see the need for St. Francis to try to settle down as Elk Rapids has turned up the intensity, especially with their on-ball defense. I think that's the adjustment that the Elks have made here. Head coach Kevin Ball, I think, got sick and tired of watching the Gladiators dribble down and feel comfortable getting into their set offense. You see now the Elks are really getting up into the shorts of the Gladiator ball handlers, extending that pressure, trying to make it more uncomfortable for the Gladiators to initiate their offense. And you said it earlier, at the 5:45 mark of that third quarter is when that technical foul happened. And you, like you mentioned, sometimes weird things can trigger momentum shifts.
Absolutely. And then once, it's funny too, because once that the seesaw gets tipped, I mean, he knocked down 2 free throws. He banged in the 3-pointer. We got another stop, easy layup. I mean, it's wild the way momentum builds on itself, or can at least.
And the Gladiators right now only up by 4, trying to avoid being cannon fodder. Like that one.
Going. Okay, yep.
I didn't see much of Flutie in the first quarter, but once he came in, it seemed like the Elks defense maybe ratcheted up a tad.
And he brings the guy who's, I don't want to say the only player not afraid to do the dirty work, but maybe the player most inclined to do the dirty work.
When he got chased that one down in the first half, I was wondering if we were going to see a big foul at the end, but he held off there.
Another pass block from Elk Rapids.
Shane, you saw this Elk Rapids team just before going into break play Kalkaska. Have they looked like they've improved so far since the last time you saw them on the court?
I would have to say they're playing pretty much the same, maybe a little bit, especially coming out of that break where they had a week and a half of no game play. Maybe a little bit rusty, especially in the first half. That Kalkaska game against this squad was one of the best I've seen in a long time in Northern Michigan. That's on Next Level Broadcasting, so go back a couple weeks and watch that one if you get the chance. A phenomenal game, went right down to the wire. But Elk Rapids still working on trying to fix some of those turnovers, especially. That's what really kept Kalkaska in the ball game, as a big 3 from Lance Voss gets them up by 7.
So back to a 3-possession game. That was a huge shot by Voss. Let's see if the Elks can respond here.
St. Francis starting to pick up about 3/4 court, add a little pressure on the bring up.
Exactly. Oh, nice drive by Kerfoot.
And the hammer came down. That'll be a foul coming up here against, I believe it was Voss.
I will say, when a team starts to pick up and extend defensive pressure, if you can get one step ahead of the defender, like Kerfoot just did there, he got the defender on his hip and then went up aggressively, drew the contact, and that's what you need to do. Good job executing that by Kerfoot.
100%.
First one is made.
You want that initial ball carrier to be a threat, force other people to come help, and then be ready to kick the ball if appropriate.
St. Francis at 3 team fouls here with 4:11 to go in the third. Have to keep an eye on that, as again, they had foul trouble early on in the second quarter, allowing Elk Rapids a number of opportunities at the free throw line. Back to a 5-point differential. As working here, slings that one across, goes up and over Bixby's head, and Elk Rapids will have it right back.
And Wickern, just seeing that triple team trap coming at him, I think caused him to make an inaccurate pass. So Another turnover, credit to the Elk Rapids defensive pressure.
Flutie finds some trouble, dumps that one off to Schlicker here at the top. Fine back over to Cannon. And that will be against St. Francis going out of bounds. Elk Rapids will hang on to it. Quite the jersey tug there.
I tell you what, was it Jake Moore who might have gotten away with one there?
I think so.
I will say
that'd be an NFL holding penalty.
I will say this: the referees are officiating tonight with equity, meaning
that's fair.
If you might have got hosed on one call, the next call might be a no call. So they're doing a good job of using their discretion to officiate with equity tonight.
Mason Cannon with another steal and a 3-ball.
God.
The cannonball splashes into the ocean.
Oh, man, a cannonball. I like that one there.
We're having too much fun up here with Cannon.
Liberty Provost there on the trademark copyright.
Swinging around, Bixby here in the corner. All sorts of issues here brought to you by
that pressure.
Foot and more. That'll be a timeout taken.
I tell you what, if you're Mason Cannon right now, he's pretty fired up. If I'm an Elk Rapids player, I'm doing my darndest to get him an open shot right now. I mean, he's made 4 3-pointers in the game. He's certainly got this crowd and his teammates back into it emotionally. And even though the Elks used that technical foul to their advantage, you still have to credit them for being able to continue to fight back.
Absolutely. But I mean, when you've been down, you're getting pushed around, the game isn't going your way, then something happens like that, you splash a 3, I mean, you're just getting that rush of adrenaline and energy and things, you can feel it. Things are turning your way. Man, you called it on Mikey Bauman. He didn't start the game, but ever since he's been, I don't think they've taken him out since he got in.
Yeah, he's just one of those players where it seems like is always near the ball or always around when a good play happens.
Yeah, aforementioned Bauman taking care of the inbound, gets this one off to Ryan. Again, he and Wickern both have 3 fouls in the game so far. 3 minutes to go in the third. Bauman slings it back to the top. Looking around, that was a travel call coming up on Sellers as he tried to get that one off.
He dragged his pivot foot, I think.
Yep.
And we've seen it in a couple games so far with Traverse City St. Francis. They can go through some lulls where they just have a hard time finding a basket. You saw it in the game against Kingsford here, Shane, where
Kingsley.
And yeah, exactly. Like they just have a hard time. And even back into the game against Kingsford here in the invitational tournament back in December, like they can go through these stretches where even good shots don't find their way through the basket, and they're in one of those stretches right now.
Flutie lobs that one off the back of the iron there.
Wonder if we're going to see Plum back in shortly here. He seemed to have a good first quarter.
1 for 2 there at the line. Gets it back within 1. I don't know if this game has been tied up yet since the very opening few minutes of the first quarters. Cannon had a misfire there. Not able to get that one to fall. Might have been tipped a little bit by St. Francis.
A lot of contact on that drive, but
through the legs pass does not quite work out.
That should be a charge called against Flutie or an illegal screen. He was moving and just trying to shield off his defender, and it was Herringa who Flutie just, I don't know, Liberty, that you might equate that to a pulling guard out there trying to lead the way for the running back through the hole.
That was a nice lead block. Unfortunately, the ref picked it up.
2:13 to go in the third. St. Francis trying to make light of this charge against Elk Rapids.
There's Plum back in. Let's see if he can make a play.
Not able to get that one to fall. Herringa. Cannon back with it. Back over to Plum. In the corner we go. Working the baseline is Flutie.
Wow.
Nice one off the window. The bank is open. And it's a 1-point Elk Rapids lead.
You mean the TCFCU is open, Shane?
I think so.
Okay, there you
especially
go.
after that play. Of course, they might close the doors on someone like Flutie being an Elk Rapids Elk. You never know. But Ryan gets that one in the same way. We're back to a 1-point back and forth lead here with St. Francis. 1:29 to go in the third.
Just a really fun game so far overall.
This whole evening has been a blast so far. Schlicker here dumps this one off to Plum, inside to Moore. Not able to get that one to go, and that one bounces around. That'll be off St. Francis. Elk Rapids going to hang on to it.
That was a great cut you would call that like a UCLA cut or like a Providence cut when you get a back screen at the elbow and you're running toward the basket. Moore did everything but make the layup.
Taking Cannon and Flutie out. Hopefully the Elks can maintain their grit.
Cole Graham in as well as Colin Shockley. Finds Plum, 65 seconds to go in the third. Plum meets some traffic, gets it back up top. The three ball from Graham, well off the mark there, picked up by Ryan, and away we go. Holscher there on the bucket off the Wickern feed.
48 seconds left in the quarter.
45-42, nice.
Oh, good take,
Oh,
good
there
take.
it falls in. Mason Hilly, first time we've heard his name since the opening quarter.
I think they thought he was going to shoot a three. He put it on the floor and took it right to the rack.
Back to a 1-point differential. 45-44, 23 seconds. Up and away, the three ball. Cooper Sellers buries it.
That's his second made three-pointer of the game, so Sellers coming off the bench with the green light, the flamethrower from deep.
There you go. Schlicker here in the Elks with 8 seconds to make something of this possession. Try and get back within one. Schlicker puts that one up, no good. And that'll be the end of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Going away to the final chapter of this game. St. Francis up by 4, 48-44. We're going to step aside for one more commercial break. We'll be back on the other side of this. Don't go anywhere.
As a small business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. The custodian hat, the IT hat, and well, you should have called a professional hat. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance, so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
Coming back into this one, ladies and gentlemen, the final frame of 8 minutes on the clock. Here we go. 4 points separates these two teams as they battle for bragging rights in this hard-fought rivalry. Elk Rapids down by 4, 48-44. St. Francis looking to take care of this little lead they've built upon so far. 7:50 to go in this one. Schlicker finds Plum for three. That one's no good. There on the rebound. Moore, the cleanup job, not able to go. Schlicker on the putback. There it is. 48-46.
Jake Moore's been working hard. I hope he gets a couple to fall here.
Losing control there, Elk Rapids. Tied up with Plum. 48 all. After a quick 4-0 spurt, we're going to settle the game pace down a little bit. St. Francis turnover. Ryan tries to take it, dumps it off, not able to get that one to connect with Sutton. Plum flying across the floor. This will remain St. Francis ball.
Well, I got to ask you, Shane and Liberty, how about this to start the new year? I mean, this is a pretty fun game.
Great game.
I couldn't think of many ways. I love basketball, and to have an atmosphere like this tonight, what a great way to bring in the new year.
Bixby thinking about things here for a moment. Dumps it off to Ryan. Ryan loses it there in the key, working against Plum and Moore. That'll be a three-point try, and it's in from Holscher.
There's the answer for the Gladiators. Last answer they got was from Sellers. This time they got it from Holscher. And the Gladiators starting to be able to dispel that lull where they can't score.
Another takeaway here by Ryan.
Hot hand.
Up and away the three, just off the mark. Not able to get that one go. Sellers there.
St. Francis has been so good at playing the passing lanes.
And it seems like whichever team, I think the more momentum shifts have been like defensively. Teams get in a rhythm defensively just as they can offensively, and we've seen it happen so far with both teams where you get in a rhythm defensively and you get those steals and they come in bunches, and then it leads into easy transition baskets and good shots. And right now it feels like that defensive momentum is on the side of the Gladiators.
I would agree. Both offenses look a little rushed, a little harried by the pressure defense.
You got to attack these gaps here if you're the Gladiators. Right there. Get to the elbow and kick, and then play 4-on-2 or 3-on-1.
Sellers here with all he can handle. Finds Ryan. He'll work this one all the way in. Dumps it off and intercepted. Here we go. Hilly taking it down court. Finds Kerfoot. He gets tripped up. No foul call there. Back up court to Ryan, and he takes it in unhindered. Schlicker smart to let that one go, and it's back to a 5-point difference, 53-48, 5:32 to go. We're going to have a timeout taken by head coach Kevin Ball.
You know, basketball is a funny game, and it's almost a game of karma, because at one end, I think you could say, in Liberty, you can either agree or disagree with me here, but Kerfoot might have rushed that layup attempt on one side, and when you rush a layup and force it, it makes it so much easier for the team to get the rebound and go right back the other way for a wide open layup going back. And that's exactly what they were able to get to Ryan for St. Francis, and the Gladiators now extending this back to a 5-point lead after Elk Rapids had tied it.
Yeah, you could see Kerfoot on that drive. You know, he started it. It was a transition play. And it just looked like he was like, I'm taking this to the rim no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think he thought he was going to get fouled, and they kind of backed away, and he got caught under the rim a little bit. So, yeah, that was good defense by St. Francis there.
So, Shane, you talked about the Elk Rapids and Kalkaska game that went down on December 18th of last year. Elk Rapids comes in with a 4-2 record. They lost 2 games, both to Class A or B size schools. They fell victim to Kingsford here during the Ray Graham Elk Rapids invite, and they also lost to Petoskey at Petoskey. So this is a game where Elk Rapids is playing against a team in their own weight class, if you will, and it's certainly been a very, very good game between these two teams that know each other pretty well and see each other quite frequently.
Elk Rapids playing a team against a team in their weight class, but St. Francis is one who also likes to punch above their weight class as well. So both have a very aggressive start to the season in terms of their scheduling. As we'll have a foul coming up here against Ryan. That'll be his 4th, so he'll be spending a couple minutes on the bench with 5:23 to go. They'll need him later on. We're here on the inbound. Finds Schlicker. Loses it, gains it back off to Kerfoot now. Looking for an opportunity. Instead gets it back up top. Hilly working his way in. Dumps it off to Schlicker for the long range 2, and it's in. 53-50.
For a big guy, Schlicker's got a nice touch from mid-range.
Yeah. And that's a shot that has kind of been forgotten in the new age of high school basketball, that 15-foot baseline J. Schlicker made it look easy.
I think it's been forgotten a little bit at the pros level, too.
I agree, too.
We'll have a foul coming up here against Elk Rapids.
Guys excited about the Pistons?
Oh, absolutely.
Well.
God, I guess.
Who isn't?
Well, I'm a Celtics fan, so.
So you're not.
Well, I happen to know someone else in our production crew, Jared Stamen, who's a Celtics fan, unfortunately for him.
Okay.
Here we go. Jake Moore picks up his first foul of the game. That'll be off an elk foot, or hoof rather, you might say.
Nice.
Tag it.
Man, between elk hoofs and cannonballs and cannon fodder and hot cannons, I mean,
Yeah.
we're off to a hot start here in the new year.
Just like these two teams, already over 100 combined points.
Oh, good help from Jake Moore.
Exactly, shutting off that drive by Holscher. You don't want to give up baseline to a team that wants to get to the basket as the Gladiators do.
Especially someone as athletic as Holscher, as Bixby spins his way in for his part, not able to get it to go, gains the rebound.
Sometimes as a defender, just by taking a step over and showing that you're ready to help, you can discourage that driver, so you don't even need to commit. You just show that you're there.
Holscher gaining control of this one, staring down Kerfoot, nursing that three-point lead. Another rebound, not able to get that one to go. Will Sutton threw that up as he was falling backwards. Flutie with it now.
A lot of contact at both ends, but again, the refs doing a pretty good job letting them play for the most part.
Only a quick 30-second timeout called by Coach Ball.
Yeah, right there. I think Coach Ball sensed that his team was a little bit discombobulated, a little bit out of the organized scheme of things, and said, hey, let's just settle this thing down and get ourselves together.
Yep. I mean, Elk Rapids needs to really ratchet down here. It's getting to crunch time. I mean, they just need to they don't necessarily need to score every possession, but I think they have to have a quality possession every time down the court. And at least run some clock, get a look, maybe an offensive rebound. If they could get to the free throw line, that would be great for them. We'll see what the plan is. We got Cannon, Flutie, Kerfoot, Schlicker, and Moore for the starting five for Elk Rapids.
It looks like St. Francis will be going with a couple different, actually no changes, but they did sub out Lewis Ryan. So the big question for the Gladiators is, who's that go-to offensive option for them?
Yep.
And a miscue there. Holscher to Kerfoot goes right past him in the corner.
That's the second time we've seen an Elk Rapids team tonight have that same error happen. It happened in the girls' game as well, where they just weren't ready when the ball was to be inbounded, and it's an unfortunate, unforced error.
3:42 to go. Coming all the way down, Sellers gets this one off.
I tell you what, Liberty, you're a football guy. I like the football matchup right now between Braden Flutie and Cam Sellers out there. I mean, that's just like watching gridiron action in between the hardwood lines.
Three ball up and away, no good.
It's funny, sometimes you can tell the football players on the basketball court. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice pass.
Up and away to Moore. Gets the friendly roll, and it's back within one.
That was a great look by Kerfoot to Moore.
Voss going to hang on to things here, allow the team to get set up. 3 minutes flat in the game.
A little high ball screen action, and that should be an illegal screen.
Yep. Slid his hip out there. These refs, man, they really like to call that. It's an easy call.
Yeah,
I mean, if you move, you lean, they should be blowing the whistle.
First time we've seen the Gladiators really go to that high ball screen action here tonight. It'll be interesting to see how the Elks would guard it if they were to involve someone like Schlicker in the screening action, or his man in the screening action. Maybe drop coverage or a high, hard hedge. Let's see if head coach Sean Finnegan dials that one up again later on in the game.
Kerfoot inside to Schlicker. Goes for the layup, gets his own rebound, puts it back.
Wow.
And there the Elks come back with the lead. A 6-0 run for them. They were down 53-48. Now they're up 54-53 with 2:30 to go in the game.
Here comes Ryan. He's the guy who's going to lead be the tip of the spear.
Ryan kisses one off the glass there. Comes in again with 4 fouls. Makes good use of the limited time left in the game there. Back in the lead by 1, 55-54.
That was an impressive move there as well with the
Smooth
left
lefty
hand.
finish there. I was going to say, I wonder if he's left-handed.
Kerfoot tries with his own. Moore with the putback.
So the last 2 Elk Rapids baskets coming off of offensive rebounds due to their height and ability to crash the offensive glass. Maybe now the height becoming a factor, Liberty.
Well, certainly could come down to a clutch rebound here or there.
Blocked.
Good block there indeed. Kerfoot bringing it all the way down. Stops. finds a man. That's Flutie.
One more. You got one more.
Oh, Schlicker left open. Should have taken it, big guy. Instead, it'll be Flutie pulling up from just inside the free throw line. No matter, they get the points anyway, and they're up by 3, 58-55, minute 27 to go. Bixby spinning around, finds Wickern, up and away the 3-ball, falls short. Bixby there on the rebound. Feeds it back to Ryan. Thought about the 3-point try, puts it up anyway, off the heel, no good. Moore on the rebound. Cannon with it now. 66 seconds to go in the ball game. Cannon working across the half-court line, now to Schlicker.
If you want to trap somebody, I would trap Schlicker if you're a Gladiator.
Yep.
Cannon on the baseline finds some trouble. That one gets past him.
Just sprint back on D, guys. There's no time to break it down.
Ryan somehow finds it in the basket after losing his footing. That'll be a timeout called by Coach Finnegan. And
man, we got a good one brewing here. We're going to go ahead, catch our breath, take a quick TO, and reset before the final couple of remaining seconds here between the Elks and Gladiators. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching high school basketball here on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back after this.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
As a small business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. The custodian hat, the IT hat, and well, the you should have called a professional hat. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance, so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
back. And coming back into this one, 47.6 seconds to go. A 1-point lead in favor of Elk Rapids, 58-57. Elk Rapids with the inbound, nearly gets that one off before the 5-second call. Moore battling his way down to this end of the court. Kerfoot off to Schlicker, puts one up. That one falls short. Kerfoot tries to save it, and that'll be back to St. Francis.
There's a lot of contact up top at the top of that release point by Schlicker. I think he thought he was fouled, and I think the contact may have led to that ball being short. I think the officials right now are coming together to discuss whether it was blocked, and they have determined that. So, and that's a very good piece of officiating there. If you're not going to say it's a foul, then you've got to go with the fact that it was a blocked shot. And that's what they came together to reach that determination. So very good job by those two young officials out there.
Yep. And right before break, I know Jake Moore thought he got fouled, and it's hard, but you gotta just sprint back. There's no time to have the hands up.
Another block shot, this time from Schlicker. Ryan taking it all the way down, puts it up, no good. That'll be a charge. That'll be his 5th foul as well. Ryan no longer going to be in this game for the final 25 seconds.
And that's a tough call going against Lewis Ryan. And we've got a timeout here taken by the Gladiators.
Some confusion on the floor. I believe it was a bench moment here, a scorer's table rather. St. Francis faithful not exactly thrilled about this charge call.
So I see what was called there. So we had an assistant coach escorted out via an ejection for a technical foul.
Wow, that is the second tee on the St. Francis coaching staff.
Or bench, yeah, whichever one.
I mean, geez, in a 1-point game, guys, come on.
Cannon gets the first one in.
The St. Francis bench still getting an explanation even through the free throws.
Yeah. So Sean Finnegan had received a technical foul earlier, and that's the reason why he's on the bench sitting down. But that technical foul was not called against head coach Sean Finnegan. Let me be clear. He was already sitting down because he had that personal or technical foul called against him. So right now it's still a 3-possession game. Gladiators get the steal they need.
Wickern finding
travel.
Yeah.
Well, we got the timeout
just in time.
Oh, my goodness.
I will say that was very close.
He took 3 steps with the ball, and then they gave him the call.
I think when you get that close and the head coach gets the attention of the official takes his eyes off the play to take the timeout and look for the signal, and I think that's exactly what happened there. Well, as Sean Finnegan and Kevin Ball are going to drop a play for their teams, let me drop a play for you. If you're looking for that spring break getaway destination, head on into the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, tvcairport.com to book that spring break getaway today. No reason to wait. You've got 37 or 27 more seconds here in this 1 minute long timeout. So if you can get to tvcairport.com, type in that destination, look at those flights, reference back when that school break is going to be, and then, hey, get to the sun and the sand this spring break via the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, your Northern Michigan connection. We're connecting you to Northern Michigan all season long, just like we are here tonight with the Elks and the Gladiators, a 3-point lead. Really interesting to watch. We talked about it in the last game, Liberty, what out of timeout plays the coaches are going to feature. What the strategy is between the two coaches. Do the Elks, they've shown some zone, they've shown some man pressure. Let's see if they got something special dialed up for whatever head coach Sean Finnegan drew up in that timeout. It'll be interesting to see here coming on the sideline out of bounds.
Holscher taking care of this one. Off to Wicker and found some trouble. And that'll be a Bixby up to him. That'll be a foul coming up here against Elk Rapids. A 14.2 to go. Second team foul against the Elks, and that'll be the second as well against Cannon.
With a 3-point lead, sometimes they could consider like intentionally fouling on the floor just to kill some time here.
Holscher trying to get past Kerfoot. No, there is a foul call there.
I mean, what a play. So we got some monster free throws here for the Elks. And if you're watching live, go ahead and just rewind that one back via the YouTube scroller or on the website, because that's something that you don't want to miss. How the Elks came up with that basketball and then got out, but here's the big pivotal free throw right here.
I'm kind of surprised Elk Rapids has guys underneath here. I'd put 4 guys along the half line.
Jim, eerily quiet as a graveyard.
There you go. Plum makes this a 2-possession game with 5 seconds to go.
And Elk Rapids takes the timeout. They've got 1 remaining timeout left, as do the Gladiators. It's a 2-possession game. And I'll say this, I think the Elks have out-executed the Gladiators in the last 2 minutes of this fourth quarter. You know, ever since the Gladiators made that run to go up by 5 points, Elk Rapids, they took the timeout, they got the troops organized again, and, you know, you talked about that grit that Braden Flutie and Mason Cannon, and so far, by all accounts, my player of the game tonight for the Elks is Mason Cannon.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's any doubt that he has been the most impactful player on the floor tonight, not only with the shot making he's had, but the moments that he's been making some of these shots here tonight. Really, really high leverage moments that he's made, these big shots, a lot of them threes as well.
Yeah, playing tough defense. He's got a couple takeaways.
And I think he's also perfect from the free throw line as well, 4 for 4 from
all
the
on
charity
those technicals as well.
2 on the technicals and then 2 on the other technicals. Oh, nice play.
Big heave all the way down. That will go out of bounds. 3.1 seconds to go. The refs are going to say that's Elk Rapids ball.
Such a smart play by Elk Rapids there to throw that off of the leg of Bauman. I thought the Gladiators had a nicely drawn up play initially. It was just a baseline pass intended for Mikey Bauman. Bauman running a little bit of a skinny post all the way down the court.
Yep.
And it was broken up nicely. Well, the upcoming schedule for Next Level Broadcasting will be off this weekend, but coming out of the shoot on Monday, we'll have a doubleheader for you. We'll have the Charlevoix Raiders and the Charlevoix Raiders and the Kingsley Stags in a Northern Shores Conference matchup, a game featuring
none other than Joe Gaffney.
Joe Gaffney of Charlevoix with 996 career points, trying to get his 1,000th point for his career. And then we'll also have Gaylord St. Mary girls, still unbeaten, taking on Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart girls team, also an unbeaten and highly touted team.
Wow.
Potentially a preview of what could be a quarterfinal matchup there in Class D. So that'll be the Monday night coming up on nextlevelbroadcasting.net. Book your calendars just like I'm sure you did for this one, and this one has lived up to the hype.
A chance to put the nail in the coffin here as Plum lets that one go. Gathered up, the three-point shot, no good. As the time expires, Sutton not able to get that one to go. So the final score here in Elk Rapids, they claw their way back from a deficit and come out with the victory by 61-57 to end one heck of a night for basketball here in Northern Michigan to begin 2026. Gentlemen,
Liberty's speechless.
That was a fun game, man. That was high school basketball at its best.
It certainly was. I mean, this game had it all. You had a lot of emotion out here. You had teams giving it their all. You had emotion on the benches. We had an ejection. We had ebbs and flows. We had big shot making. We had some really good individual skill sets on display. I mean, I think the star of the night, my award for the most impactful player, maybe I gave it away because I already said it, but once again, I'll say it again. Mason Cannon tonight for Elk Rapids just, I think, really had the most impactful performance for both teams.
Absolutely. Man, a nice job up and down the roster. People contributed all over. Slicker had a nice game. I thought Jake Moore played well. We talked about Braden Flutie. Kerfoot's always super solid. That was a fun game to watch.
Up next for Elk Rapids, they'll be taking on Sheboygan Chiefs. The Sheboygan Chiefs are one of the premierly touted teams in the Northern Shores Conference. For Traverse City St. Francis, after losing here tonight, they'll look to break this 3-game losing streak that they're currently in the midst of with a trip to Ludington. Ooh. And they'll be going down to take on the Ludington Orioles on Tuesday. So for myself, Charles Strail, Shane Smith, Liberty Provost, I'll give you the last word, Shane. Anything that you want to add in here before we put a bow on this one here tonight from Elk Rapids?
Oh, not much that you guys haven't said. Just thank you all for tuning in to what has been a whiz-bang-pow start to 2026 here in Elk Rapids tonight. A great set of games between the Lady Elks and the Gentlemen Elks. We can't wait to see some of you right back here again next Monday night for that 2-game doubleheader as well. You've got Gaylord St. Mary taking on Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart, like you said. Charlevoix taking on Kingsley, where Joe Gaffney hopes to get his 1,000th career point. So 2 big games this Monday. Lots to come down the pipe all week next week for Next Level Broadcasting. So we hope to see you again soon.
So for our sponsor tonight, we want to thank you to the dearest extent one more time. We want to thank the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, Bingham Insurance, and the Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union for being a part of our accompanying sponsors tonight, for making this game possible for you to watch from the comfort of your living room. We're here courtside, so you can be couchside or maybe even oceanside somewhere far away, not in the snow and in the cold. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, good night from Elk Rapids and good night here from Next Level Broadcasting. We'll see you on Monday night, January 5th. Until then, peace.